like the video.
Wesley's Theory, the perfect opener. For Free, the greatest interlude track potentially ever. King Kunta is a classic, institutionalized, incredible. These Walls, one of my favorite dance tracks with a crazy story. You, one of Kendrick's most raw songs. All Right, a classic. For Sale, a vibe. Mama, dope song. Hood Politics is the opposite of Boo Boo. How Much a Dollar Costs, Complexion, and The Blacker the Berry, arguably Kendrick's greatest 3-song run. You Ain't Gotta Lie is the most slept-on track on the album. I is a Grammy-winning track, and now, our finale, we have Mortal Man. A 10-minute track, part classic song, part classic, ambitious move by Kendrick. Let's just get into
Derapy. The ghost of Mandela, hope my flow stay propelling. Let these words be your earth and moon, you consume every message. As I lead this army, make room for mistakes and depression. And with that being said, my nigga, let me ask this question. When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? When shit hit the fan,
1 2 1 2 1 2.
When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? The ghost of Mandela, hope my flow stay propelling. Let these words be your earth and moon, you consume every message. As I lead this army, make room for mistakes and depression. And with that being said, my nigga, let me ask this question. When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? Won't you look to your left and right, make sure you ask your friends. When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan?
I like a finale track that actually sounds and feels like it's a finale. I'm already extremely captivated by the instrumental and the backing vocals, the horns and the vibe, the seriousness of Kendrick's tone. Nelson Mandela was an activist in South Africa. He was big on trying to kill racism. He was the greatest voice of his time, the most prominent voice of his time, famous for his work and his missions combating racism. He died in 2013. This is either shortly before, or I think like right around the time that Kendrick was actually visiting Africa before he created the majority of this album. So Kendrick wants to embody him. He wants to continue Nelson Mandela's legacy, but he asked the question, when shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? He knows what his mission is and what he aspires to do, but knowing he may stumble or lose his way at times, he wonders if you will still follow him. I love the chorus and the refrain. Let's go ahead and get into the first verse.
When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? Do you believe in me? Are you deceiving me? Could I let you down easily? Is your heart where it need to be? Is your smile on permanent? Is your foul on lifetime? What you know what the sermon is? If I died in this next line, if I'm tried in the court of law, if the industry cut me off, if the government want me dead, plant cocaine in my car, would you judge me a drug head or see me as K. Lamar? Or question my character and degrade me on every blog? Want you to love me like Nelson, want you to hug me like Nelson. I freed you from being a slave in your mind. You're very welcome. You tell me my song is more than a song, it's surely a blessing. But a prophet ain't a prophet till he asks you this question.
The energy that Kendrick has in this first verse is so tough. I really like songs where he puts himself at the center of it and he's direct. I love the bars, if I'm tried in a court of law, if the industry cut me off, if the government want me dead, plant cocaine in my car, would you judge me as a drug head or see me as K. Lamar? Like, he sincerely asked if you'd stick by him in all these circumstances. Very powerful, huge fan of it.
Do you believe in me? How much you believe in her? You think she gon' stick around if them 25 years occur? You think he gon' hold you down when you down beyond bars hurt? You think y'all on common ground if you promise to be the first? Can you be immortalized without your life being expired? Even though y'all share the same blood, is it worth the time? Like, who got your best interest? Like, how much are you dependent? How clutch are the people that say they love you and who pretended? How tough is your skin when they turn you in? Do you show forgiveness? What brush do you bend with dust in your shoulders from being offended? What kind of den did they put you in when the lions start hissing? What kind of bridge did they burn revenge on your mind when it's mentioned? You wanna love like Nelson, you wanna be like Nelson, you wanna walk in his shoes, but your peacemaking seldom. You wanna be remembered and deliver the message that considered the blessing of everyone. This your lesson for everyone. Say when shit hit the fan, is you still a fan?
Nelson Mandela's wife waited 27 years for him to get out of jail. Kendrick wonders if his fans would love him after 25 years of him being out of the spotlight. 25 years is the minimum sentence for ending another person's life, which Kendrick has referred to many times throughout his catalog. Let me know what your favorite line is from the second verse.
I've been wrote off before, I got abandonment issues. I hold grudges like bad judges, don't let me resent you. That's not Nelson like, want you to love me like Nelson. I went to Robbins Island analyzing, that's where his cell is. So I can find clarity, like how much you cherish me. Is this relationship a fake or real as the heavens be? See, I gotta question it all. Family, friends, fans, cats, dogs, trees, plants, grass. How the wind blow, Murphy's Law, Generation X. Will I ever be your ex? Flaws of a baby step, marred by the mouth a bit. Pause, put me under stress, crawled under rocks, ducking y'all. It's respect, but then tomorrow, put my back against the wall. How many leaders you said you needed, then left them for dead? Is it Moses, is it Huey Newton, or Detroit Red? Is it Martin Luther, JFK, shooter, you assassin? Is it Jackie, is it Jesse? Oh, I know it's Michael Jackson. Oh, when shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? That nigga gave us Billie Jean, you say he touched those kids? When shit hit the fan, is you still a fan? The ghost of Mandela, hold my flow, stay propelling. Let my word be your earth and move you.
As a huge fan of Michael Jackson's music, that part hits me every time. The concept of this song is clear from the jump, but the performance by Kendrick and the examples he gives are so piercing and direct. He's personally experienced to witness great artists and leaders have the public turn on them, and he just wonders if he could fall victim to the same thing. Such a powerful question.
I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same, abusing my power full of resentment that turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in the hotel room. I didn't want to self-destruct. The evils of Lucy was all around me. So I went running for answers until I came home. But that didn't stop survivor's guilt. Going back and forth trying to convince myself the stripes I earned. Or maybe how A1 my foundation was. But while my loved ones was fighting a continuous war back in the city, I was entering a new one. A war that was based on apartheid and discrimination. Made me want to go back to the city and tell the homies what I learned. The word was respect. Just because you wore a different gang color than mine doesn't mean I can't respect you as a black man. Forgetting all the pain and hurt we caused each other in these streets. If I respect you, we unify and stop the enemy from killing us. But I don't know. I'm no mortal man. Maybe I'm just another nigga.
Throughout To Pimp a Butterfly, we've had bits and pieces of this poem strewn throughout. Now at the conclusion of our last song, we have it all together. He was conflicted, misusing his influence. He was abusing his power full of resentment. The resentment turned to a deep depression. He's screaming in the hotel room, trying not to self-destruct. Lucy's chasing. He goes running for answers. He came home, and home was Africa. Then home was back to Compton. He learned a lot about the history of the people, saw a different war happening over there, and he wanted to share what he learned through the music and personally with people from his old hood. Trying to unify everybody, but he ends by saying, I don't know, maybe I'm just doing too much. Maybe I'm just another negus.
Huh? What?
It's a beautiful poem, and now we're going to find out who he wrote it for. It's Tupac.
I always want to ask you about a certain situation, about a metaphor, actually. You spoke on the ground. What you mean by that? What the ground represent?
The ground is going to open up and swallow the evil.
Right.
That's how I see it. My word is born. I see, and the ground is a symbol for the poor people.
Right.
The poor people is going to open up this whole world and swallow up the rich people. Because the rich people are going to be so fat and they're going to be so appetizing. You know what I'm saying? Wealthy, appetizing. The poor going to be so poor and hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, there might be some cannibalism out this month. They might eat the rich. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let me ask you this then. Do you see yourself as somebody that's rich or somebody that made the best of their own opportunities?
I see myself as a natural-born hustler, a true hustler in every sense of the word. I took nothing. I took the opportunities. I worked at the most menial and degrading job and built myself up so I can get it to where I owned it. I went from having somebody manage me to me hiring the person that works my management company. Right. I changed everything. I realized my destiny in a matter of 5 years, you know what I'm saying, and made myself a millionaire.
Right.
I made millions for a lot of people. Now it's time to make millions for myself, you know what I'm saying? I made millions for the record companies. I made millions for these movie companies. Now I make millions for us.
And through your different avenues of success, how would you say you managed to keep a level of sanity?
By my faith in God, by my faith in the game, and by my faith in all good things come to those that stay true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was happening to me for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I was noticing shit. I was punching the right buttons, and it was happening. So it's no problem. You know, I mean, it's a problem, but I'm not finna let them know. I'm finna go straight through.
Would you consider yourself a fighter at heart, or somebody that only reacts when they back is against the wall?
Shit, I like to think that at every opportunity I've ever been threatened with resistance, it's been met with resistance. And not only me, but it goes down my family tree. You know what I'm saying? It's in my veins to fight back.
All right, well, how long you think it take before niggas be like, we fighting a war, I'm fighting a war I can't win, and I want to lay it all down?
In this country, a black man only have like 5 years we can exhibit maximum strength. And that's right now, while you a teenager, while you still strong, while you still want to lift weights, while you still want to shoot back. Because once you turn 30, it's like they take the heart and soul out of a man, out of a black man in this country. And you don't want to fight no more. And if you don't believe me, you can look around. You don't see no loudmouth 30-year-old motherfuckers.
That's crazy, because me being one of your offsprings of the legacy you left behind, I can truly tell you that it's nothing but turmoil going on. So I wanted to ask you, what you think is the future for me and my generation today?
I think that niggas is tired of grabbing shit out the stores, and next time it's a riot, it's gonna be like bloodshed, for real. I don't think America know that. I think America think we was just playing. It's gonna be some more playing, but it ain't gonna be no playing. It's gonna be murder. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like Nat Turner, 1831, up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen.
So I wanted to just like let that rock for a minute. I'm still like, I'm just sitting here locked in just like y'all. So just so you know, this is actually Tupac. It's an interview that he did before he died, and Kendrick took the audio from that interview and wrote his own questions and responses. So it felt like it was just Tupac and him actually having a conversation. The concept is already insane, but the fact that it's executed so well is even crazier. Like, it sounds so realistic. I feel like I'm just listening to Kendrick and Tupac have a conversation. It's nuts. I'm going to let them finish, and then we'll talk more about it in the context of the album and how we would rate the album overall.
That's crazy, man. In my opinion, the only hope that we kind of have left is music and vibrations. A lot of people don't understand how important it is. You know, sometimes I can like get behind a mic and I don't know what type of energy I'm going to push out or where it comes from. Trip me out sometimes.
Because it's spirits. We ain't even really rapping. We just letting our dead homies tell stories for us.
Yeah. I wanted to read one last thing to you. It's actually something a good friend had wrote, describing my world. It says, the caterpillar is a prisoner to the streets that conceived it. Its only job is to eat or consume everything around it in order to protect itself from this mad city. While consuming this environment, the caterpillar begins to notice ways to survive. One thing it notices is how much the world shuns him, but praises the butterfly. The butterfly represents the talent, the thoughtfulness, and the beauty within the caterpillar. But having a harsh outlook on life, the caterpillar sees the butterfly as weak and figures out a way to pimp it to his own benefits. Already surrounded by this mad city, the caterpillar goes to work on the cocoon, which institutionalizes him. He can no longer see past his own thoughts. He's trapped. While trapped inside these walls, certain ideas take root, such as going home and bringing back new concepts to this mad city. The result? Wings begin to emerge breaking the cycle of feeling stagnant. Finally free, the butterfly sheds light on situations that the caterpillar never considered, ending the internal struggle. Although the butterfly and caterpillar are completely different, they are one and the same. What's your perspective on that? Pop.
10.
This album was written as if Kendrick knew it would be his best work. The poem that Kendrick shares at the end references almost every song on the album and concepts from the previous album. Tupac saying we ain't even really rapping, we just letting our dead homies tell stories for us sounds like the literal thesis of Good Kid, Mad City. And I just know that that quote from Tupac has fueled Kendrick for years. Kendrick's last poem, talking about the contrast between the caterpillar and the butterfly, is beautiful and layered and complex. Between the conversation and the additional poem, I could honestly do another 30 minutes, but I'll try and be brief. The caterpillar is a prisoner. It's slow and vulnerable and stagnant, the way Kendrick may have felt in Compton, trapped in treachery and prey to his circumstances. Kendrick is aware of other people like him who made something out of a bad situation. Pac, Dre, Jeezy, etc. These people came up and they went butterfly. The butterfly is full of talent and thoughtfulness. The caterpillar is institutionalized like Kendrick and his homies. So when they momentarily have a chance to escape their walls, they misuse their power. Kendrick on these walls, or Kendrick's homies on institutionalized, plotting to run a play at the BET Awards. But eventually, Kendrick becomes a butterfly himself. But what he doesn't expect is that even as a butterfly, the struggle continues. They're just different struggles. People may shun the caterpillar, but they'll also try and pimp a butterfly. The question is, will Kendrick be able to take advantage of his freedom and talent, or will he be pimped? He claims that these two creatures have more in common than they think, but he wants Pac's perspective. The only problem is, Tupac's gone. This is the best album I've ever heard. There are no skips. The album is a 10.
10.
Kendrick isn't my favorite artist, but I believe he's the best rap artist alive right now. There are rappers, there are musicians, there are pop stars, there are vocalists, but this man is a true rap artist.
Nothing going on here. He's just speechless.
This series took me months to complete because I've never really tried to do anything like this before, and sometimes I would get overwhelmed by how much depth there was to each song and to each episode. Every single episode is demonetized, but ultimately, now that I'm at the end of it, I don't really care. I want people to hear it and appreciate it fully the way that I do when I listen to this album as many times as I have, and I can only hope that you all have enjoyed this. Please consider supporting the channel and Derapy as a show by becoming a member. You can join for as little as $1 a month. Please join the Patreon if you want to support as well. I am only able to spend hours on content like this because of members and patrons. So if you're on YouTube,
Come on, dog. You know what to do.
and you know what? I think I have a good idea of what Kendrick album we're going to do a series on next. Here's a little hint for you. Love you. Mean it. Enjoy the outro.
I wrote this record while 30,000 feet in the air. Stewardess complimenting me on my nappy hair. If I can fuck her in front of all of these passengers, they'll probably think I'm a terrorist. Eat my asparagus, then I'm asking her thoughts of a young nigga. Fast money and freedom, a crash dummy for dollars. I know you dying to meet him, I'll probably die in a minute. Just bury me with 20 bitches, 20 million and a countdown fitted. Hold up, 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 hold up. Yeah, big shit poppin'. Section 80. Back in this bitch, in the back of that bitch, with my back against the wall and your bitch on the edge of my dick. Jump off. I call a bitch, a hoe, a woman, I never did nothing but break the ground on top of the asphalt. Tire mark gave you